It has been used many times, but some of the philosophy of the Red Baron still applies. Roll behind airspace, spot the enemy, shoot him down, and anything else is rubbish. Winston Churchill once said, "The only real security upon which sound military principles will rely is that you should be master of your own air." Surprisingly enough, although somewhat archaic, these philosophies are still very much in existence today. For wherever tactical air power is deployed in war, the first order of business is to control the skies over the combat area. Seek out and destroy the enemy fighter force. Neutralize his SAM sites. Destroy his gun emplacements. When air superiority becomes an accomplished fact, the other classic tasks of tactical air power are simplified. Interdiction, designed to prevent the enemy from moving the necessary resources when and where he needs them. On the target list, everything he requires for sustained military operations, and every means he employs to move it. Disrupting the enemy's lines of communication, destroying his supply depots, and harassing his troop movements dramatically increases the odds of success for friendly ground forces. And this, in limited conflicts, is always the ultimate objective. Frequently, the immediate situation demands more direct action, namely, close air support. Then, airmen and ground forces join in concentrated attack, and the massed firepower of airborne armament reinforces that of rifles, machine guns, mortars, and grenades to blunt the enemy drive. The potential aggressor, contemplating attack on any part of the free world with either conventional or nuclear weapons, must know that our response will be suitable, selective, swift, and effective. These words graphically describe the reaction of American fighting forces to an armed threat that could, in a matter of hours, destroy a fragile peace. And Tactical Air Command is in the vanguard of those forces. What is tactical air power? Well, basically, TAC Air is a multifaceted force of men and aircraft designed to successfully neutralize any multifaceted threat it might be called upon to face in the future. Operating under the total force concept, which puts the reserves and Air National Guard in the position of co-equals with the regular forces, TAC is prepared to fight anywhere in the world, at any time, and at any level of conflict. TAC Air is reflected in many ways. In the dedicated professionals who fly, and the equally dedicated ones who keep them flying. But most of all, it is reflected in the wide spectrum of aircraft found in the TAC inventory, from tiny FAC aircraft to high-performance fighters and bombers, to gunships designed to unleash torrents of fire on enemy targets, and to the newest addition, the E-3A for airborne command and control. TAC is people, planes, equipment, facilities, and weapons, plus the guiding doctrines that provide both the capability and flexibility to meet and blunt any threat, anywhere. Typical of TAC's varied role is the cooperation with and support of the ground forces. Airstrikes are directed by Air Force Forward Air Controllers, FACs as they're called, TAC pilots who live with Army units on the battlefield, or who fly above it in tiny unarmed planes. Let's go back for a moment to October of 1965. In the dense jungle below is Play Me, Vietnam. In 6 days of fierce fighting, 2 regiments of the North Vietnamese Army attempted to overrun a strategic outpost manned by Montagnards and a U.S. Army Special Forces team. Hundreds of fighter sorties were flown. White mats were thrown over the barbed wire of the outer perimeter by the enemy to gain access to the garrison. A red banner marked the target for close air support, only 40 yards from friendly forces. At Play Me, tactical air power broke the enemy siege. Proved beyond doubt the effectiveness of air-ground teamwork in pursuit of a common purpose. This kind of cooperation is clearly evident in every role assigned to our tactical air forces. It is evident in aerial reconnaissance, which provides a vital link between air-ground operations. What exactly is the enemy's position? What is the strength of his forces? What are his movements now? What might he be expected to do in the future? And far too often, the unarmed recce pilots pay the ultimate price. This took place over North Vietnam. Discovering the answers is a matter of interpretation by skilled technicians on the ground and by seasoned pilots and systems operators in the air. Reconnaissance is a task for professionals who demand a variety of electronic sensors, yet use the human eye, the human mind, to best advantage. Professionals who can analyze what they see in a split-second, one-time pass over the target and expertly relay the details to the ground. What is beyond human capability to detect becomes a job for the devices that man designs and perfects. Panoramic cameras that sweep the enemy terrain from horizon to horizon. Oblique cameras that register construction features. Vertical cameras that isolate pinpoint targets. Infrared sensors and radar that can look through weather or the darkness of night. Reconnaissance is a 24-hour surveillance activity regardless of the weather. And the information delivered to the battlefield commander becomes a weapon in his hands. Delivery is a word used frequently when describing the broad responsibilities of tactical air power. Delivery of the facts on which to act. Delivery of firepower to give ground forces the edge. Delivery systems continue to be developed and tested to fulfill every possible requirement for tactical air power. The F-111 multi-purpose night all-weather tactical fighter represents a totally new weapon system concept. And other systems are in or entering tax inventory. The A-10 for close air support of ground forces. The F-15 for air superiority. The A-7 for interdiction. The RF-4 for reconnaissance. The E-3A for airborne command and control over the battlefield. The F-4 for both close air support and interdiction. AC-130 gunship for night interdiction missions. The OV-10 for close-in control of fighter strikes. On the horizon, the F-16, called by some the swing force, a fighter with both an air superiority and ground support mission capability to eventually replace the F-4. Each new technological advance holds the promise to enhance the potential and performance of tactical air power. United States Tactical Air Command, tested by time, recognized through achievements in moments of crisis which reflect a pattern of events to come. What means an aggressor will use to extend his areas of domination can be anticipated. Yet no one can be certain. But of this he can be sure. The military strength of the United States will remain as the primary deterrent, with its powerful tactical air arm prepared to strike anywhere, conventional or nuclear weapons. Training, exercising, and shaping this force to meet a range of changing threats during a period of austerity is the foremost challenge, one that our tactical air forces must meet.